So today is September 17th for the library Lunch and Learn. So we use the sign L3 for that, library Lunch and Learn. My name is Brenda Boaz Pod. I am one of the librarian coordinators. I am deaf myself. And we have a special guest who's come here to give a lecture. He'll be presenting on collaboration, regardless, deaf or hearing, and how we can become better allies. His sign name is an I as a cross. So, Tom, you may introduce yourself. Hello, everyone. I wanted to make sure that everyone could see me all right, make sure I'm in frame. Thank you, Brenda, for this opportunity. This is very exciting to be here. Oh, perfect. Spotlight just myself. All right, excellent. Okay, technology is truly amazing nowadays. So I'm excited to be here this afternoon with all of you to share uh, um, different things on ways to build bridges within our community. So I'm excited to share that with you. Just a little bit of background about myself. I am currently the executive director here at KCD, the Knoxville Center of the Deaf. It has been that way for the past 5 months. Before that, originally, I'm from Florida. I lived in Florida for 20 years. And before that, I went to college in Washington, D.C. I lived in South Dakota and worked sort of all over the place. Lived in Florida for 20 years and now here in Knoxville for the past 5 years. I have a deaf family. My parents are deaf. My children are deaf. So truly, I've been immersed in the community since birth, focusing on uh, um, collaboration as well as advocacy and developing various relationships within various communities. You may have seen some of my work in KCD. Those of you who live in Knoxville may have seen my work with universities, officials, the mayor, and I've have experience developing relationships with hospitals as well. So it's that type of collaboration that I am excited to share with all of you today. I have slides, so I want to make sure, Brenda, if we can have those up. Perfect. Excellent. Moving us right along. Can you see me all right? So these slides from KCD are really the emphasis is the power of connecting. So building those professional relationships and keeping those relationships forever. If we have a good connection, we'll keep them forever and they'll be good forever. So that opening is key. If it's the opposite, then those relationships will be poor. So it's important to have a good first impression. So, like I mentioned, KCD was established back in 1977, has been running ever since. It runs in 11 counties. It sort of looks like an L shape as far as what regions we serve. So we host a variety of services, advocacy services, interpreting services, a various set of programs that we have. You can come to KCD on our website, and everything is there. And we've recently revamped our website, so it's very user-friendly. One of my favorite features now is the community events tab. So you can see a full calendar of everything that's happening on each day, both either a month or 2 months out. And we pin the big events that we have going on. So feel free to check us out on our website. Our vision and our mission. Truly, it is key to develop a vision of building those connections. Without those connections, we cannot achieve our mission, and they're inextricably linked. So we have to set them both up and make sure that they are aligned together. If they deviate, then we will not be able to achieve our goals. So, like I mentioned earlier, I've been out in the community networking and connecting with people, and that is truly the most important thing. And a lot of people don't realize just how powerful it is to do so. So, for example, I've met with a few mayors of various towns, and it was the first time they had met anyone from KCD. They had no idea about what services we offered. They didn't even realize it was there. So that connection, the development of relationships, allows us to become friends on Facebook, allows us to share each other's information on various social media. And I've already established some guest lecture events for department chairs, as well as various workshops and trainings, sensitivity trainings on deaf culture. If a situation comes up where they have a deaf person in any one of their organizations in their communities, they know who to contact, right? So it all starts with getting out there. Don't wait for them to come to you. You have to go out and go to them and develop those connections. It's truly critical. So, like I mentioned, supporting the vision and staying true to it and maintaining it. It can be the case that sometimes you lose sight of your vision and you can start to muddy the waters and add confusion when you don't stick to your vision. So you can add those other things onto your wish list or your to-dos for later until you've achieved that first thing. Sometimes what can end up happening is you get ahead of yourself, bite off more than you can chew, try to add too much into one vision, into one mission, and you end up not achieving any of those things. So it's important to maintain your track on your vision so that way you can achieve it and make it a reality. So I wish I had a pencil at the ready. So imagine yourself that you are one pencil. So if I'm one pencil, it's easy to break. But if we have 10 pencils together, it becomes much harder to break. It becomes much more sturdy. That is what solidarity is all about. That's what collaboration is. That partnership, those partnerships that we can create within our communities, makes us unbreakable. This one is truly my favorite. Volunteering. The communities now are truly lacking volunteers, right? People want a this sort of sense of what can you do for me rather than what can I do for you. So nonprofits can't operate without volunteers. So we have to think about how we can uh, uh, captivate people and make people feel that volunteering is important, that they are willing to accept that partnership and willing to engage in volunteerism. So it's important for us to think about how we can transform our own organizations and develop a partnership and to feel like people can truly be part of something and be welcoming to various ideas and allow people to feel like they have ownership within the organization through their volunteerism and creating as well. We want to not just ask people, right, volunteer for us, give us your time, but being able to give something back to them uh, um, through these partnerships. We want to renew, we want to work together, right? Those first three things there, all of that leads to the final one here, inspiration, right? Transforming, creating, renewing leads to inspiration. That inspiration is what leads us to uh, um, expanding, that allows us to reach a broader audience and increase our impact. It is truly, truly powerful. Give you a second to read these. Engagement. So my board, we really highlight and the importance of being engaged. It's never just myself going. We want to have to different events. We want to have more members of the board. We want to have 3 or 4 members of us all there, and that is what allows us to grow. And that sense of empowerment. If we engage, we can empower. We can. That leads us to mutual support, and it's amazing how much support these other areas need. So I had a county meeting with some folks, and they said that they needed help with their task force committee related to the deaf and hard of hearing and the deaf blind. They needed some advisement. That was an immediate in to develop that connection. We were able to then engage and empower them through our knowledge. So that's sort of the purpose of representation and why representation is so important that allows an organization to succeed through engagement, empowerment, and support. So these 4 here have a lot of cross-sectionality, and they have a positive feedback loop within one another. So uh, mutuality of understanding. It is important to have a positive experience and have an emotional connection. I was talking with the mayor, and I asked, "How can we help you?" I said, "What challenges are you facing?" And he said, "I need more people like you." And I thought, oh, okay. So, he what he meant by that was that he needs more people who are willing to be real, to share their testimony, to share their real stories and what the situations are in their communities. So that way the mayor has the ability then to be successful. So understanding that there's a mutual need within each other's organizations, that allows us to succeed and for all of us to lift up, right? We don't want to say, you're doing things wrong. You don't have these services already in place, and be punitive and scrutinize, but rather build them up to understand that why it is so important for us to work together. So that mutuality and those partnerships allow us then to collaborate and support one another. I just want to make sure the interpreter's caught up. Next slide, please. So now I call on all of you at the state level, at the local level, at the municipality level, at the personal level, even to get involved today. I've already got my sleeves rolled up myself, and I am ready to go out there and make a difference. And like I mentioned, check out our website, kcdtn.org. Connect with us. Your involvement, your engagement makes a huge difference, and we can make our state stronger and be recognized as a leader. And that can only be done with your help. Every individual matters, and all of us working together in solidarity can make a big impact. It is never just one person. Like I mentioned with the pencils, right? One pencil can break easily, but as a group, we are unbreakable. And my favorite word here, together. When we see what's happening in one city's events, or at the Tennessee School for the Deaf, as an example, the first day that they were open, I went in, met with students, met with parents. I brought our board members as well to meet with folks. Then the parents were able to see that there were several deaf leaders within their community. That proves what we can do. I've met with the mayor there as well. We've had community engagement. We provide interpreting services and events. Really, every picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So I think this slide really says it all. My favorite photo here is at the bottom. where you can see that there's those rows and rows of folks there. That was at our officer training that we did. We had with several folks who came in and gave talks about disability as well as learned some sign language. They learned the sign for license, right? A picture of license. We taught the sign for slow down, right? We taught the sign for you're driving too fast, slow down. Um, and now if anybody gets pulled over, you can't get away with that. You can't get away with not getting a ticket now, right? No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. But the important thing is to develop those partnerships, develop awareness, and spread the word. And that allows us to create a greater impact. And we have one more slide here. Okay, so that's it with the slides. We can go ahead and close out on the sharing of the screen. Perfect. Great. Thank you for sharing in that PowerPoint with me. I really prefer to have an interactive style, so I am open to any questions you may have, any comments that you may have, your thoughts. Really, the floor is open. Brenda or Dan, however we want to run that. So if people would like to pose a question, you may do so by using the hand raise feature on Zoom. You'll find that on the bottom side of your screen. On the left-hand side, you'll see that little react heart icon. You can also use the chat box if you would prefer, or you can turn your camera on and we can communicate back and forth that way. And truly, I would love to answer any and all questions you have. Bring it on. And we have about 10 minutes left. So we have about until 12:45. And we have poll questions here. Oh, I see one individual here. Oh, I also see Beth with your hand up. Beth, if you'd like to go first.
Tom, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for joining us. We really
One
value our
second,
part.
let me just spotlight the interpreter
Oh,
so we can
got it.
see what you're saying clearly. Okay, great.
Perfect. We just want to thank you for joining us. We really value our connection with Knoxville Center of the Deaf, and we really look forward to working with you more and hopefully putting on more events like this.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure, truly. I've been looking forward to visiting the library when it reopens. But for now, I am happy to participate in any events. You're also welcome to use KCD anytime for whatever you need. Oh, I'm seeing that someone can't hear. I think Beth is on mute. I think we're good. Just wanted to make sure that we can hear the interpreter. Okay, I think we're fine now. That's okay. People can hear the interpreter. Great, great. And this is Tom speaking. So, Beth, really, I look forward to meeting you in person on Saturday, and all of you from the library are welcome to visit. If you want more of a personal touch for a case by case situation with whatever you have going on, I am happy to support whatever it is. And really, at the core of it, as I've said a million times, it's relationship. It's relationship, it's personal connection, and it's attitude. If we think positively about each other, there's been times when folks have had a negative sort of thought about me, and then all I do is bring that minus sign into a plus sign and give them positivity back. And that's all we can do. And I think that it really helps. And this is Brent speaking. Catherine, if you'd like to go. Catherine, hi. I'm Catherine. I'm hearing. I'm learning ASL. And my question is really, how can I help deaf people? How can I do that? Tom, Tom's response, he's saying, really, it's a great question. That word help, it's important to think about allyship. So what we need is collaboration, right? You are always welcome in the community. You might think, how do I don't want to involve myself in the deaf community. I'm an outsider. You might have those thoughts. But as I mentioned earlier, it is all about making a positive impact through a positive attitude, through a positive mindset. So it's important to be engaged rather than try to lead, but to be a part of something, right? We have there's this hearing and versus deaf community sides of things. I think that it's very important that both communities recognize that they have a lot in common and to develop a partnership and a relationship with each other. So what I would say is having a positive attitude and maintaining motivation to go to various events. Don't be shy. Help out with events, volunteer, do anything like that. And good luck with your studies. Good luck learning ASL. Where are you taking classes at? UA. Oh, I'm not familiar. Alaska, you said. Alaska. Wow. Are you joining us from Alaska? Okay, Mississippi. Okay. Mississippi, no, no worries. Thank you for joining so much, and truly feel welcome anywhere you go in the deaf community. Is there any other questions that people have? Uh, um, and Catherine's saying thank you. Catherine, thank you. Hey, good to see you, Jenny. Good to see you too, Tom. So my question, really, I love what you've mentioned about attitude. Attitude does make such an impact. But there are some hearing and deaf both who have this sort of judgment or lack of interest or desire to be involved. So, how do you face that challenge and how do you convince people? Uh, Great question, Jenny. And I think I'll focus on the deaf side and that sort of resistance, right? Based on their experience, based on their struggles and their hardships. And they apply that situation that they've had to everyone and all situations. So I think that it's important to help folks break out of their shell. So I'll use my mom as an example. She's deaf all her life. She struggled with education. She struggled with, feeling a part of the community. And once I was able to sort of, pull her out of her shell, get her out into the community, and now she's gone to many events, uh, uh, and she's, able to get involved more, and she's gotten much better about that. What we don't want is to allow one or two folks who dig in their heels to drag us all down. Uh, um, so I know it's a common challenge, and on the flip side, for the hearing community, it's the same issues, right? It's those who think that they know it all, think that they are better than, who judge, and it's important to make an effort to reach those people, connect with those people. And it's a great question. If you have any other questions. Um, and if you're at the Nashville chapter of the NAD, so that is great activism. That is a great model of leadership, right? So keep it up, Jenny. You've done a great job with that. Thank you. We have one individual who has another question here for you. Hi, Laura. I was saying, hi, my name is Judith, and I would like to know, with your work in Nashville, for the Tennessee ability. So, what's your thoughts there? So, Judith, great question. I'm in the basement of KCD now, so they can see the folks there watching the screen. Thank you for joining. And like I mentioned, I'm new here for the past 5 months. I'm still developing out those relationships. And right now, we're working on developing out Knoxville. So there are some state meetings that we'll be working on. So you are one of those disability groups, those aging groups as well. So we're hoping to create a domino effect. So we're starting local, and then once we develop the relationship with one county, then those folks can then reach the county next to them. They're regional counties, so to see those who are behind. And so Knoxville, right? Knoxville County is massive. And in the next 2 weeks, we'll be meeting with the Knoxville mayor. So we're hoping that from there we can make progress. So the objective is to work small and then go up from there. We don't want to start with the state. We want to start locally in municipalities and then move on from there. You're just saying, baby steps, right? Starting small, getting bigger, taking it one step at a time, and then eventually you reach the final goal. And keep your goals from the start. Tom's saying, yes, it's not my goal, it's our goal. That's right, that's right, that's right. Didn't mean I, meant us as a team. Teamwork. That's what we need. That's what we need. I'm saying perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. Do you have any other questions? Oh, hi, I'm Laura. I'm KCD project manager. We have about 18 people joining us here today. Hi, everyone. So thank you all so much. Thank you so much. And this is my goal. When I hosted this webinar, I talked to Laura about it. I wanted her help getting more of the community involved and working with the tech side of things too. And this is great. I think I see one more hand up. Okay, Brenda saying, okay, so we have about maybe 2 minutes left if anybody has any additional questions before we have those poll questions at the end on Zoom. Tom saying, I think I saw someone mention something on the chat. I put in the chat if people would like to mention their name and which county they're in, as well as how many people are watching from their individual rooms too, because I know that's happening, right? So we like to keep track of that data so we can know how many people are actually engaged and supporting the library. So, and the library supports people who may have hearing difficulties, right? If you're deaf, deaf-blind, hard of hearing, our library, our library is statewide, so we support anyone in need in the state of Tennessee. So you can email us with any questions that you may have or any needs you may have, and I can put that out into the chat. And also, it's lsdhh@nashville.gov. So if you have any questions, plus we have a QR code as well that we can share on Facebook. So the name of that is Library Services for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, that Facebook page that we have. We have a QR code posted there, so you can answer survey questions that we have, so we can learn more about you as well as your individual perspectives and what kind of programming you'd like to have, what workshops you'd like to see, what accessibility needs you may have, technology needs, or exercise programming, or whatever it is. So if you can use that and answer those questions, then we can set up more programming. I'm saying absolutely. What Brenda's mentioning right here, that's exactly it. Right, what Brenda just said, that's the point. That's the goal of collaboration, right? It's that data. We can't go to the state level unless if we have the data to back it up. So I'm excited to be a part of the library moving forward. And again, thank you so much for inviting me to present.